TriRiga's foundation is built on real property asset records that serve as containers to collect costs. Asset hierarchies serve to define our installations and provide upward reporting of both asset value and operating costs, which in turn drives sustainment funding back to the installation. Thus, we have the foundational base for the TriRiga database and a place to do things. Cost accounting processes are the next layer, and they function to associate activity costs not only to real property assets, but also back to paying customers. Cost accounting manages the customer records and oversees the TriRiga reimbursable agreements. Monthly invoicing will be done via TriRiga, as all cost data is here. Actual money flow will continue to be done in external accounting and finance systems. With real property asset records and cost accounting tracking in place, we can now manage CE activities and services. Our bread and butter base maintenance work will begin when facility managers directly enter non-emergency service requests into TriRiga. Ops flight work management processes will categorize urgency and scope for actual accomplishment methods and timelines. TriRiga work groups will receive, schedule, and complete job assignments. Note that all the avatars shown are TriRiga user roles, each with specific permissions. Shop foreman will have a much larger role in TriRiga than with legacy IWIMs. Craftsmen need material to perform their work, so TriRiga has a full inventory management capability. Work technicians can see operating material inventory and directly requisition or submit a purchase requirement, which material control adds to a purchase order. TriRiga directly interfaces with prime vendor. Supply funding is directly connected to cost accounting funding documents. For ops, enterprise-wide standard preventive maintenance is a huge change from working in IWIMs and a direct result of CE transformation. TriRiga building equipment records will replace the former real property RPIE records, but still tied to real property assets. All functional areas need to get a data jumpstart in TriRiga, especially since not all legacy systems data can be imported. The ops flight has two time-consuming efforts: to ensure builder records are as up-to-date as possible to feed conversion, and to manually load warehouse inventory into an Access database. Service contract information will be loaded into TriRiga, but current functionality is principally limited to cost collection support for cost accounting versus actual contract management. While setup is difficult, once it is done, the monthly invoice process will be pretty smooth. TriRiga tries so hard to be FIRE compliant that we had to come up with a way to allow work to be done on assets that are not actually real property. Ops and real property functionals developed a method to allow work on air shows, ceremonies, and shop equipment without upward reporting. All of the ops flight labor, material, and service contract costs flow internally in TriRiga, aided by cost accounting records and processes, to feed real property accounting as necessary. Aside from real property, engineering is the only other area that will bring a substantial amount of legacy data. Another benefit is that the project management processes are not as far removed from ACE's PM as all the other functional areas converting to TriRiga. Even though we're somewhat retiring our long-time use of the Air Force Form 332 in TriRiga, we did bring a work request review board function inside the system, allowing both ops and engineering to manage requests that need to be directed toward a contract execution path. Don't forget to capitalize appropriate completed work. That's right, the DD 1354 process is managed within TriRiga for both ops and engineering to ensure correct accountability and data accuracy back to real property records. The R&O section will need to ensure that changes to equipment needing PM are made to the TriRiga job plans. All project management activity is yet another layer of data inside TriRiga, data that will generally be available to all CE users at the base And for the first time across all bases at MAGCOM, a4c, DETS, and a4c for true enterprise-wide visibility for all of our CE processes. Utility consumption and management is the final capability deployed at this time in Tririga. Just as we need to apportion custodial cleaning costs across the base, we also must use Tririga processes to collect utility information. Using rates and consumption data, we can then support invoicing back to customers. Naturally, we continue to feed real property annual operating costs. We're about ready to give you beneficial occupancy of Tririga. Yes, we have a long punch list to still work through, but you can make sure your move-in is as fast as possible and be ready to perform your daily mission in your brand new digital house. As you work in Tririga, recognize that it itself is a work in progress, as processes are refined and optimized. Improved functionality will be added to continuously make the user experience better and ensure our data requirements are satisfied.